So today I want to talk about the 68 RFE. The 68 RFE has been around since '07 and it finally stopped production in 2024. And the big problem with the 68 RFE, it's a very low line pressure transmission, so it needs line pressure increase in order to make it hold power or to get longevity. In order to do that, you have to either reprogram the ECM or get a new ECM. Somehow you have to send that command to the valve body to increase the line pressure. And then you have to modify the valve body also to allow it to increase the line pressure. So ATS has made it really simple, and it's in this box. So our Copilot is a standalone controller that goes between the ECM and the valve body, and it controls line pressure completely for you, and it's essentially a plug-and-play operation. So let me show you how easy it is. This is a 68 Copilot that I just pulled off the shelf. So you can kind of see how it's boxed, how it comes packaged. And this is a really slick deal. I mean, we've had this almost since 2007. So simple enough, it has a wiring harness that is very, very simple. This wiring harness plugs into the valve body. So your 68 valve body basically plugs in, and it plugs into your factory harness. Then it plugs into the Copilot module, which I'm going to show you in a moment, and it plugs into the side of the transmission. And then it plugs into your ground. So very, very simple. We have your two map sensor connectors and then the relay. So it's all plug and play. And then the only other part is we have our Copilot module. So the Copilot module is where all the brains are. So this module, when you open it, this sits inside the cab, and that's essentially what you see. So there's lights on it. It also is a diagnostic tool, so it tells you exactly what your line pressure sensor is, which is a real common failure point on the 68 RFE. And it also shows you what your map sensor is. So when you plug your map sensor in to get engine load, then it tells you where your map is. So when you're driving, you can actually look down at it and make sure, verify that your map sensor is working properly and your line pressure sensor is working properly. And it essentially just sits right below your leg, so you can see what's going on. It plugs into the main harness, which is in the cab, and then this runs down to the transmission. And as it hooks into the transmission, it basically completely controls the transmission. So what's unique about this is you don't have to reprogram the ECM, which is a really nice deal, because especially in 2022 and newer trucks, reprogramming the ECM costs thousands of dollars to remove it, to have it unlocked, to put a program in it, just to control the transmission, where the Copilot is a complete standalone operation. But that's only half the picture. The other part of it, you have the Copilot here, this is your ECM. The transmission itself and the valve body, which is this guy, the complete assembly. The valve body assembly has to be modified in order to get line pressure above 160 PSI. So to be really clear, what happens is the ECM, the stock ECM, is limited to 160 pounds of line pressure, which is your maximum force you're going to get sent to the valve body. The valve body itself is hydraulically limited, so it doesn't increase line pressure above 160 PSI. So that means you have to do the valve body modifications, and you have to either do the ECM modifications, or you just plug in the Copilot. If you just plug in the Copilot and just plug it into the ATS valve body, then you get the full aspect. So what do we do in the ATS valve body? So there's a few different options here. The ATS valve body is pretty involved assembly. This is our valve body with our full billet channel plate. Has all the upgraded components inside of it, steel valves. It also has all these accumulator pistons, which we install in the valve body, and every one of these accumulator pistons are redesigned out of a billet piece we make, and then we use rubber seals, and we also use a Teflon ring. The reason we've added the third sealing Teflon ring, because in some valve bodies, they're high mileage valve bodies, if you build your own valve body, then these will actually seal in a worn bore. When you get a complete valve body from ATS, we bore all the accumulator bores, run the oversized pistons, so everything seals up perfectly. We have our gaskets between all of the separator plates, so you don't end up with deflection. We also have a thick steel separator plate, and then we have our billet channel plate. And with these modifications, this not only allows the transmission to go to 275 PSI, which is optimal for maximum clutch application and pressure to squeeze the clutch together so you don't get the slippage, but it also takes care of your shuttle valve so you don't have cross leaking. There's a lot of problems in the RFE valve body because of the material it's made of. So redesigning the valve body And then obviously everything is completely hydraulically tested on our valve body machine to make sure that there's no leaks, everything's calibrated properly, the solenoid tests properly. So if you're looking to save a little bit of money, everything I kind of showed you there, we also offer this kit that has all the accumulator pistons, and it has the gaskets that I just spoke of that go between the separator plate and the channel plate and the valve body. It has the stiffener plate that you'll see here that goes on this guy that holds in the accumulators inside, right? And then the billet channel plate, which is the real magic to keeping fluid to the clutch packs quickly because it's machined so we port clutch oil from the valve body to the clutch pack quickly and gets rid of cross leaking because of stress risers. And then on 19 Plus, we modify the lockup valve body to give you cleaner lockup accumulation, and then we also supply gasket and separator plate. So really, the whole ATS package is really engineered to work together. It's the best value on the market. It is absolutely dynamite for street driving, performance, anything, 1,000 horsepower, what do you want to do with it? So look for ATS for your valve body upgrade on your 68 RFE. You'll be really happy you did.